Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back finally doing the Mumlife Raw tag. I was tagged months ago and this tag went round months ago and I just haven't got round to doing it. I don't know why, I've just been so busy doing loads of other videos. So today I have taken time out to film this video. I was tagged by Haylee, like I said, months ago. I'll leave the link to her channel in the description. But there are 11 questions to answer, so I've got them on my phone, so I figured I would just sit down and chat through the questions. Question number 1 is, describe your day as a mum today in one word. I'm gonna say challenging, because every day at the moment is a challenge. If you're a parent then you'll get it, but at the moment I'm really struggling with P. She's at the age, she's now 1.5, and it's a huge challenge to get through each day without a tantrum. She is definitely going through terrible twos already. I hate people that say that terrible twos are a thing, but that makes me feel better, so I'm saying that the terrible twos are a thing. She's just developing her personality and she's testing the boundaries every single day, and with how crap the weather is, so cold and there is no sun, it's like it rains throughout the day, so I can't go out and do anything. I'm really struggling trying to keep a toddler entertained inside. Yeah, I would say that my day is challenging. Every day is challenging. Number 2 is, what's the most challenging part about connecting with other mums? I would say being brave for a start. Like, it's a very uncomfortable and awkward situation to be in anyway. Like, if you're at work you wouldn't be in the position that you are when you're off work with the baby, so it's like you're trying to be a Klingon and trying to get loads of friends or trying to get a couple of friends, and it's just really uncomfortable, so you've got to be brave enough to do that, and I don't feel like enough mums are. Also trying to find those mums that you click with. I can imagine that you would go to a baby group and you would make friends with people that are there but they're not like friends on your wavelength. I feel like it's very hard and rare to meet people that just get you and you would classify as a friend with or without a child. I feel like it's a really difficult balance. I've definitely suffered with it. Since having P, I've only met 2 people with children of a similar age, and it is really tough. Especially when everyone else is really busy and you're like, oh, can I see you this week because I don't have any plans. I feel like it is really difficult. The only thing you can do is put yourself out there. I haven't really done it. I've never been to a baby group or anything like that because I just couldn't face it, but I have met a couple of mums like through parks and online and stuff like that. Number 3 is, share one horrible poo moment. Now, I couldn't think of one of these, and then my time hop reminded me of something that happened a year ago. We woke up and went to go and get P up, and there was like something dry around her mouth, and I was like, what on earth is that? And then there were like little nuggets of poo-poo in her cot, and then I looked at her and it was all underneath her fingernails, and she had been eating her feces. I don't know how long she had been doing that, but I felt bad. I felt so bad. I was worried about her health. But the fact it was dry was a huge concern. It was like it happened in the middle of the night. She had a little munch and then went to sleep, and then she was just covered in this brown smelly stuff. It wasn't pleasant. But actually being out and about in public, touch wood, I haven't had any poo explosions. I've been very lucky with P. I think when we went to go get her registered, so she was a week old, that was bad. That was like mustard poo. Like the stage after the black tar, like the mustard stage, not very nice. That happened when we literally just got her in the car seat from getting her registered. And we were like, ah, she'll be alright. I'm not going to go out and change her and then get back in the car. So we had to drive home with a week-old baby with a full nappy full of mustard poo. That wasn't great, but like I said, touch wood, nothing explosive, nothing that's ruined clothes. She's been alright. I say this now, when potty training comes, I'm going to be buggered. Question number 4 is, how do you cope with public child meltdowns and tantrums? Now, if you asked me this a week ago, I would say fine, because I've never dealt with one. But last week was the first time I dealt with one. We were walking into a shop and P wanted to go into a trolley, but this shop next to it, you don't use trolleys in that shop. And I was like, no, come on baby, you can walk or you can get in your pushchair, and she just threw herself on the ground. We were in a car park, but it was like a section where cars don't park, and I thought I would have reacted in the way that I didn't want any embarrassment. I didn't want people to look at me and like scoop her up and all of that, but I didn't. I handled it in a way that I never would have thought I would have done, and I just let her do her thing. She threw herself on the ground and she just sat on the pavement or on like the tarmac crying her eyes out, and I was just like, sort yourself out, like what are you doing? Like, we're just walking into a shop. And I was really reasonable with her. I wasn't embarrassed, and I was really proud of myself as to how I dealt with it. I stood her up and made sure she was okay, and I just said, come on, look, tried to give her a distraction, but I was very calm, and I didn't think I'd ever be like that. I thought I'd either pick her up and be really flustered and get myself out of the situation. But I remember whilst this whole tantrum was going on, there was a man sat in his car just staring at me, and I was just like, what is your issue? Like, I'm dealing with my child, I'm trying to discipline her, she's having a tantrum, it is what it is. And then I've got onlookers looking at me, and that's not very nice. I felt quite uncomfortable, but screw them, I'm dealing with my child. So first time was okay. I can imagine as she gets older it's going to get a lot worse because they're kids, but I'll let you know how that goes. Question number 6 is, what is your easy go-to dinner that you give at least once a week? Pasta. It's simple, it's quick, she loves it. She never used to love it, which I think is why I just give it to her all the time, because you can do so many different mixtures with it. So I normally do like cheesy pasta, so homemade cheesy sauce with broccoli and pasta, and then sometimes I give her chicken with it, but normally cheesy pasta's on its own. And I can do it with like a chicken passata. So literally just like, I buy a jar of passata, it's like 75p from Aldi, and I decanter it into, you know, you can get those little Heinz pots that do like the custards and stuff. I wash those out because they're great for storing baby food in. I want to say I can get like 8 to 10 meals out of one of those huge jars. So that with broccoli or peas and chicken, that's a great dinner. I did try her with spag bowl, she didn't like it, so she only likes mince with rice. But pasta is just a go-to classic dinner. She also likes carbonara as well. Answering honestly, how much screen time does your child have? Well, currently she's sat in her high chair eating her lunch, watching telly. And if I'm being completely honest with you, the TV's always on. It always has been. I don't own a radio. I'm not a music person. I'd much rather have something on in the background that I can watch as opposed to listen to. Well, I listen to the TV, but I know what I mean. I don't really like music at the moment. I think since having a child, because I never have the radio on, like where I used to work in the office, the radio always used to be on. The only time the radio's on in my household is when it's Smooth Christmas and the Christmas music's on. That's the only time I ever listen to music because I love festive stuff. But the TV's always on, but she's not always watching it. She's always running around from different rooms, doing housework with me, playing with her toys, reading her books. It's just background noise. So I would say it's always on, but she's not always watching it. Question number 7 is, did you yell, cry or struggle today? Yeah, it's now, what is the time? It's 12:15 and I have struggled already. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm really struggling with keeping her entertained. She's just on one all the time, and it's great, and she's my little friend and she helps me in so many ways. Like yesterday, for example, she hung out the washing with Neil and it was just the cutest thing. And when I ask her to tidy up things from the bathroom, she always goes and puts them back. So she's very clever and she's very switched on in that sense, but I'm aware that that gets quite boring, and I feel like whatever I do isn't enough, which I'm sure it is. But as a mum, and you deal with mum guilt all the time, I feel like because she's craving me all the time, I feel like I'm on my own, I'm not enough. Answering the question, I didn't yell, I raised my voice. It was like 7:15 this morning and I was getting her breakfast ready. I just rolled out of bed, I was getting her breakfast ready, and all I hear at the moment is because she's trying to communicate, but she can't say, well, she can say mama, but she doesn't, she just goes and it just went through me, and I was like, baby girl, I'm trying to get your breakfast sorted, will you be quiet? Because I can't do it any faster, and her making that noise is not getting us anywhere apart from making me very angry. So I was just like, sort it out. And I was like, go to your high chair. So she walked to her high chair, tried to pull it out, and then it's just trying to do a distraction and keep her occupied while she was waiting for her breakfast. But I've got a very short patience in the morning, and that is not what I wanted to hear. So answering honestly, yes, but I haven't cried, and everyday life is a struggle. Number 8, what was the best moment of your day so far as a mum? So today, it's been a home day. Again, don't really like home days at the moment because it's quite difficult. I can imagine like 6 months time, I hope, I can like give her a craft and she'll be entertained for 20 minutes, I hope. So today we did all of the chores and stuff, and then I put her down for a nap for half an hour, as in to let her doze off. She normally babbles in her cot and then she drifts off to sleep. Today she didn't, so within the half an hour that she was down babbling away, not wanting to go to sleep, I quickly got myself ready. I got her up and I was like, right, let's walk to the park. So we walked over to the park, and it was just, I don't know, I always get these surreal moments, like when you're pregnant or when you think about having children, you're always like, I can't wait to walk them over to the park and just see them running around and going on the swings and stuff like that. And I always have those pinch myself moments when it's like, oh my god, I'm a mum, like, oh my god, this little person belongs to me. I'm now about to go and make her lunch. And I just love seeing her bombing around a field picking flowers. It's her favourite thing to do at the moment. She's picking flowers and giving them to me. And I don't know, I just had like a really surreal moment. I have them all the time, and it was just really nice, and I really appreciated that. But obviously it's only 12:15, so I can't really elaborate much further on that. Number 9, what is your secret guilty pleasure to reward your mum life? I assume that means to like reward yourself after a tough day. 6:30, all my chores are done, because I like to make sure that once P's down, I can have the maximum adult time as possible. I don't want to waste my time doing housework. So normally I will do the washing up while Neil gives her her last feed of the day. And then we both sit down, we watch telly, so we'll either catch up on something that we've recorded. But that's all I like to do. I don't really like to have a bath because just don't have time for that anymore. Before I had P, I'd be like, oh yeah, I love to bath. Oh, I love to watch YouTube in the bath. But to me, that's like wasting time. Now I'd rather either sit and watch TV or edit videos or keep my mind occupied elsewhere. Question number 10 is, how often do you experience mum guilt? Every day. I don't understand people that don't experience mum guilt every day. I feel like mum guilt became a thing, I don't know, probably when she was like 6 months, or probably like a year ago, this time last year, I experienced mum guilt, just because she was more alert. Whereas when they're a newborn, I don't know, you're in your bubble, aren't you? And you're just getting on with everyday life, trying to figure out being a mum and how you adapt to that and how you fit this person in around doing housework and all of that stuff. I feel like it takes you a long time, well, it took me a long time to get on my feet and work out what life was going to be. And then also, because I had a winter baby, I never used to go out, so I could quite happily stay in for like 2 weeks and not go out and just love life. But that's not the case now. I would love to do that, but I just can't. So I say ever since 6 months and her being a little bit more active and interactive, I felt like I had to go out and do stuff. But the mum guilt just gets bigger and bigger each milestone, I think. Like I've said, it's just a constant feeling of you're never good enough and you're not enough for your child. Like, for example, now P is 1.5. She's now 1.5, and she loves interacting with other children. When we went to the park today, she was constantly pointing at, because it's the school holidays now, she was pointing at like, I don't know, 4 or 5 year olds or even older. And I was like, baby girl, like, you can't play with them, like, they're too big for you. But she craves that interaction with other children. And it's just like, there's nothing I can do. They're too big, they're running around, like they'd push her over or she'd fall over because she couldn't keep up. And it's horrible. So she's ready to go to nursery and have that interaction, but it's also having the guilt being like, oh, I'm not enough, you need to go off and spread your wings. And oh, it's so hard. It also puts guilt and pressure on me. I don't know if it's just me that feels this, but I feel like I need to give her a sibling sooner rather than later. I'm not going to have a baby now. I know it's not appropriate to just have a child to please my child. But I do see the qualities in P. Like, it sounds really random, but I see the way that she is with Rue, our cat, and I just think you'd be the best big sister. For example, I give P stickers because she loves stickers at the moment. And instead of putting them on herself, always gives them to Rue, and it's just the sweetest thing. And she's so selfless. She'll always give stickers to everyone else apart from herself, and it just melts my heart, and I think she'd be a great big sister. I'm going off on tangents here. I do apologise. I've only got one more question. Share one taboo thing about motherhood you think should be talked about more. Now, I thought about this question when I looked at these before I went out to the park. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't think that there is anything. You could have asked this a couple of years ago and I feel like there were loads of topics, whereas now YouTubers are very open and honest. Topics like miscarriage and abortion and all the not very nice topics are out there now. And it's great. Everyone is really open and honest. I am very open and honest. Probably a little bit too much. But yeah, I couldn't think of anything that should be changed, because I feel like it is all out there now. So that is my answer to that. I didn't want to say nothing more, I don't know, but I generally don't know and I can't think of anything. If you can think of something that hasn't been spoken about, leave me a comment below and I might discuss it. But on the whole, I don't think that there is anything. That is all of the questions. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm aware I've just word vomited all over you all. I do this all the time, so I do apologise about that. I'm not going to tag anyone specifically because this tag was done so long ago. I'm just going to tag anyone that wants to do it. Whether you want to type the answers, leave them in the comments below. If you just want to answer a couple that you like, leave them in the comments below and we can always have a chat. Or if you actually want to do a video, again, welcome to do it. I tag anyone that wants to do it. I hope you all enjoyed this video and I will see you all next time. Bye!